What's up everybody? Today we will be doing a review of LEGO set number 5988, the Temple of Anubis, or alternatively known as Pharaoh's Forbidden Ruins, and it's from the LEGO Adventure series from 1998. The retail price of the set was at around $80. So before we get started, let me bore you with some trivia. Anubis, for whom the temple is named after, is the Egyptian deity associated with the afterlife and mummification. And there's a cool looking mummy in the set, which we will get to later. The LEGO Adventure series itself is without doubt heavily inspired by the Indiana Jones franchise. Johnny Thunder, the main protagonist of the series, is kind of LEGO's version of Indy, or at least he was LEGO's version of Indy until LEGO acquired the actual Indiana Jones license, and well, you know the rest of the story. The vehicles included in the set are obviously from the same time period as the Indiana Jones movies as well. Okay, so enough about that. Now moving on to the actual set itself. It comes with a main temple building, a balloon, a truck, and 7 minifigures. The main temple building actually comes in 2 separate compartments. Both are on Sunday-colored base plates, which you can just place together without the help of any interlocking bricks, so you can just separate the 2 parts at will, which is actually very practical for playing, perhaps not so much if you just want this set as a display piece. And the interior part actually does a pretty good job of complementing the front. Let's have a look at the front part first. It introduces some pretty unique print pieces. Now mind you, these are not stickers, but actual piece prints, which I appreciate a lot. I do not really like stickers all that much in most cases, especially not from LEGO, since the little perfectionist inside me just throws a tantrum if the stickers are not perfectly aligned. Not to mention it's a nightmare to realign them once you actually get them on. Anyways, the front design is pretty amazing. It's in quite great detail with a combination of print and ribbed pieces and this cool grey sarcophagus on top. The top portion is a pyramid-style inspired design, and the gate forms what's supposed to be an intimidating, wide-open mouth look. The teeth are done in a really cool way with the help of these wide-ribbed bricks. In front, we have a little tiny campsite, to cook some chili on perhaps, and an obelisk on the side. Once again, this is all print, no sticker. Now the inside of this front part has a nice column corridor design with 2 skeleton guards, one on each side, and the sarcophagus containing the mummy of Pharaoh Hotep himself, and he's just waiting to break out and repel any explorers that get too nosy. On the top level there are 2 sets of trapdoors, which can be activated by pulling out the 2 poles. This brings us to the first play feature of this set. These 2x2 grey bricks serve as rocks, and once you pull out the pole, the rocks fall down. Splat goes the poor minifig that happens to be walking down the corridor. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the axe over here that is connected to the trapdoor with a chain falls down as well. Poor minifig. The other trapdoor just makes whoever is unlucky enough to stand on top of it fall into a separate compartment. I guess you could make a scorpion or a snake picked over there, since nothing else is really there. So if you are actually lucky enough to make it past the corridor, it opens up into this open courtyard kind of space with all sorts of animals. And you don't want to encounter those. We have some snakes over here, scorpions, and even 2 crocodiles. Definitely not alligators, since I imagine they're from the Nile River. Well, now that I think about it, the crocs are actually meant to represent statues. But even so, you are still left with plenty of poisonous crawling animals to fend off. They are all guarding this gemstone in the middle. Around is once again a neat column design with 2 statues of Anubis towards the back wall. The back wall itself is another play feature. There is a magnet pedestal design here that actually magnetizes the top half containing the gemstone onto it. When turned around, however, it is just a wall with a skeleton hanging from it. There is a neat little inscription warning robbers of the danger just above the spinning wall itself. Okay, so that's it for the actual main temple building. Now, moving away from it, we have this cool looking balloon, and the design of it is actually one of my favorites. It uses a mix of ship pieces as a kind of connecting ropes from the basket to the actual balloon. Some red diagonal pieces for the basket and two big pieces that form the actual balloon. They are connected rather smartly with this Technic piece pole, which you can't actually see in the final design. However, it does a good job of holding the two large pieces together, as well as connecting them to the burner below the actual balloon. On the bottom of the burner is this neat lever piece, which is supposed to increase the flame's intensity. So just pull that lever and you are set for takeoff. A nice detail on top is this net that makes it even more awesome looking. There are also some sandbags on the side and a gas tank to add to the detail. The basket itself isn't very big. You can probably just about comfortably fit 2 minifigures inside. Another vehicle in the set is this truck that actually does a great job of capturing that 1930s style. The headlights piece is the one that really does a good job, I believe. Using the fence parts in the back is also a pretty smart solution. There are some equipment boxes loaded onto the back of the truck itself. The driver's compartment can store 2 minifigures and the top comes off rather easily, so you can just place them inside. Other than that, it's just a regular truck with an old-fashioned design. As always, we save the best for last, the minifig lineup. First up is the main protagonist and one of my favorite LEGO characters of all time, Johnny Thunder himself. An adventurer type character, much like Indy and Drake from the Uncharted video game series. Also, a DC comic book character with the same name exists, so don't get them confused. And there's a lot of fun trivia on that guy, as you can see. It's a nice, minimalistic but efficient design, and I think this folded hat, again, much like Indy's hat, adds some extra soul to him. Next up is Dr. Kilroy, or Dr. Lightning, depending on what edition of the adventure series he is involved in. Just a simple professor type character with this cool colonial headpiece. Our only female character in this set is Pippin Reed. She is a journalist, always looking for a sensational story, possibly even a love interest for Johnny, and she comes with a camera to document the expedition. Now we are looking at the mummy of the Pharaoh Hotep. An amazing design in my opinion. It has this scary / cute design to it, something LEGO does really well, just adding a cuteness to the most evil of characters, making them oh so adorably evil. I especially like the Pharaoh crown piece. The print on the body as well as the mummy-like head print capture the Egyptian style very well. While the Pharaoh is simply guarding the temple, the real big baddie of this series is the imaginatively named Baron von Baron. Actually, it's typical LEGO type name and it suddenly becomes pretty amazing when you think of it in that context. Not to mention his alternate name, Sam Sinister, oh so sinister. The figure itself comes with this colonial era hat and a hook for a hand. No idea how he lost it though, but if any of you guys have a clue, please let me know in the comment section below. Up next we have Slyboots, Baron's partner in crime. Lastly we have Harry Kane, the balloon pilot, and Johnny's buddy. Now let me say his name again. Harry Kane. Harry Kane? Get it? He comes with a pilot jacket print torso and a pilot helmet with goggles. Now, as somewhat related trivia, these characters were pretty popular when they were released, so quite a few of them are featured in the LEGO Racers game released around the same time. I know I've spent quite a few hours playing that one. It was basically LEGO's version of Mario Kart with the added bonus of building your own racer, etc, etc. Pretty neat. Now I guess I could also include the skeletons in the minifigures list, but I consider them more of building pieces than actual minifigures. So if I summarize this set, it does a great job of capturing both the Egyptian and adventure atmospheres. The design itself is great from the front, although I guess the back could use some more polishing. It just feels a bit like it was rushed, and the play features are decent, although an extra one or two wouldn't hurt. But I can easily forgive that since the balloon is just awesome in my opinion, and the truck also totally belongs in the set. The minifigures are great, and getting 7 of them plus 3 skeletons for the value of the set had back then is pretty darn fair. The thing I like the most is that there are no generic type figures in the set, but rather each of them has a bit of a backstory. Okay guys, that's it for today's dose of LEGO nostalgia. Be sure to like this video and click the subscribe button if you would like to see some older and newer LEGO sets in the future. Also, let me know in the comment section your thoughts and opinions, and if you are lucky enough to perhaps own this set and your thoughts on it. Until next time, bye bye.